the whole voyage, the four motors of the aircraft which carried the President of Indonesia, Soekarno, to Italy have roared steadily and reassuringly. And here is the destination, Rome, who for this occasion has brought out one of the most beautiful dresses from her incomparable wardrobe. A bright but not burning sun paints with consummate art in light and shadow this panorama which has no equal in the whole world. Seen from above, the whole architectural magnificence and linear perfection of the geometrical composition of St. Peter's Square is completely revealed. The international airport of Ciampino, crowded with civil and military authorities, has that aspect which is characteristic of great occasions. The band of the Italian Air Force gives a musical welcome to the first president of Indonesia in the youthful figure of Soekarno as he appears on the gangway. President Gronchi is the first to make his way forward to offer him a cordial welcome. The first citizen of the great Asiatic Republic inspects the impeccable guard of honor. And naturally, the little Indonesian colony of Rome is there to a man. President Gronchi introduces his entourage. Even Sukarno's son, Gunther, seems to understand the solemnity of this moment. At Ciampino, there is, of course, a formidable battery of reporters, photographers, and cine-reporters, a sure sign of the importance of the event. Finally, the two presidents board an open car and, escorted by corazzieri of the Republic on motorcycles, depart for the city. Halfway along the broad Via dei Fori Imperiale, the mayor, Mr. Rebecchini, waits to welcome the guest in order to offer him the cordial greetings on behalf of Rome and the Romans. The heralds of the Commune, in their characteristic uniforms of gold and scarlet, sound the trumpets. In his speech, the mayor underlines the links of friendship which unite Italy and Indonesia. The cortege now takes its official form. The presidential car passes between two files of troops which line the route as far as the Quirinale. All round the square, squadrons of carabinieri and squads of policemen are drawn up. Escorted by the corazzieri on horseback, the car with the two presidents enters the beautiful square. Sukarno is wearing the khaki uniform of Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of his country. The other cars of the cortege follow. The first is that which carries the foreign ministers of the two republics. With great interest, Sukarno stops to admire the luxurious rooms and the precious decorations of the big palace. The Quirinale, whose construction was begun in 1574, was built as the summer residence for the popes. Since 1871, it has been the residence of the supreme representative of the Italian nation. The conversations held later between the two presidents were of the most cordial. Mr. Segni, the Italian Prime Minister, is also present. Sukarno shows his great admiration for the imposing and martial appearance of the corazzieri and for their severe and perfect discipline. In the course of the conversations, the two presidents have been able to establish their agreement in regard to the principal problems of importance in this delicate period of world politics, and relations between the two young republics have been further strengthened. Sukarno, from his early youth, has fought for the independence of his country, and soldier that he is, he wishes to render homage to that nameless soldier who died that his country might live. A relaxing parenthesis of tourism among the official ceremonies. The celebrated Fontana di Trevi cannot be missed. Tradition has it that the visitor throws a coin into the fountain as a pledge against his future return. Sukarno did not follow this custom. A coin is too meager an offer, he said. I leave my heart here. The harmonious murmur of the hundreds of jets of water seems to approve this unconventional reaction. The Fontana di Trevi is centuries old and has had enough experience to recognize true friends. Spontaneously, the inhabitants of the people's quarters which surround this fountain, one of the most beautiful examples of Baroque art, show their friendship to this sincere admirer of Italy and of her exemplary civilization. The number of Catholics in the huge Indonesian archipelago is increasing every year. It is therefore natural that Sukarno, who among the basic points of his policy has placed the organization of a free Indonesia on the basis of trust in God, should go to render homage to the Pope. During the conversation, which was to last more than half an hour, the cordial, sincere, and loyal relations between the Holy See and Indonesia were reinforced. So ends the official part of Sukarno's Italian sojourn. Now he can forget for a moment his role as representative of Indonesia and assume the less solemn but more pleasing one of the ordinary tourist. The first stop is Naples, which welcomes her guest with the bright colors of the South. The international guidebooks mark with an asterisk these stops of importance in the Neapolitan sojourn. As carefree, cordial, and sparkling as the people who composed it is the ancient rhythm of the tarantella. Particular significance is attached to the visit to Legon because in the Ansaldo shipyards, 4 escort ships for the Indonesian Navy are nearing completion. Indonesia is increasing her navy rapidly. Sukarno can in this way ensure himself that his country's trust in the Italian shipbuilding industry was not misplaced. A unique Renaissance jewel, Florence offers her artistic treasures to the admiring eyes of the visitor. In the old stones of the city, the stories of centuries of history, of noble jests and dark deeds is written. As in all who are sensitive to beauty, the almost incredible combination of the cathedral, Giotto's bell tower, and the baptistry produce an unforgettable impression in Sukarno. Usual touristic itineraries do not include a visit to the great rice fields in the Po Valley. But we must not forget that rice is the staple food of the Indonesian people. To Sukarno, the ancient rhythm of the almost ritual movements of the girls, unchanging throughout the centuries, their hard and laborious day, the pale green of the rice plants, all those things have for him the familiarity of things known and loved since childhood. Gay, airy, aristocratic and elegant, Turin welcomes this exceptional tourist. Here, the intellectual and political movement which was to bring Italy to the luminous goal of her unity developed. This is of particular interest for Sukarno, who has dedicated all his life to the independence of his country. The name of Turin always reminds us of Fiat, and Sukarno does not let slip this opportunity to pay a visit to the great factory from which come the cars which are appreciated in Indonesia too. It is a great honor for the directors of Fiat to have the signature of such an important guest in their golden book. This great Torinese industry has come a long way since the first little car, a model of which is given to the chief of the great and friendly nation. The visit is concluded with a detailed tour through the various departments of the factory. Unforgettable and fitting epilogue to Sukarno's stay is his visit to Venice. It is impossible to hide, and Sukarno does not even try one's admiration for this city born of the waters, for her precious architecture, and the marvelous symphony of marble filigree and mellow colors. In these incomparable surroundings, the journey of the first president of Indonesia draws to a close. Sukarno arrived in Italy with sincere feelings of friendship. Now, as he leaves, he is her sincere and enthusiastic admirer. During these days, a seed was sown. The tree which will grow will bear excellent and abundant fruit for the common interests of Italy and Indonesia.